I'm very glad to welcome Amit sir, Amit Tyagi, who is an associate director for admissions with ISB, and today is going to throw some light on the programs that are offered by ISB, and is also there to answer the questions that you all would be having in your mind about getting into ISB, the eligibility criteria, or anything that you feel you want to know about this institution, right? So over to you, sir. We look forward to the session now.
Sure. Thank you, Sai. I'll just share my presentation now. So welcome everyone to this presentation on Indian School of Business. I'm Amit Tyagi. I'm Associate Director for Admissions and Financial Aid at Indian School of Business, and I look after the PGP program in particular, admissions for PGP, YLP, and the early entry option. I also lead the digital marketing team for the AFA, and it's a pleasure to have you all and today on this session. And I'll take you to the through today about ISB when we were set up, what was the vision of setting up ISB, and what do we offer to our prospective students at ISB and how to apply to ISB. So let's start with the first part of the presentation about our vision. So when ISB was being set up in the year 2001, our vision was to be an internationally top-ranked, research-driven, and independent management institution which will become future leaders for India and the world. So the key things here is internationally top-ranked. So we always wanted to be among the top global B schools. We wanted to be research-driven because any B school world over, it's not just about teaching, it's also about knowledge creation. That's what defines a top B school. And we wanted to be an independent management institution like what all the top global B schools are, so that we can take our own decisions, we can chart the vision for a B school without too much of regulations. And that's when we chose to partner with Kellogg School of Management and Wharton, and they were our founding associate B schools. So all the curriculum, the initial faculty members, the processes, and the knowledge was shared to us by people from Kellogg and Wharton, and they help us set the initial tone for the B school year in the heart of India. So for the first 5 or 6 years, we focus on being a teaching institute for excellence. And once we set up the teaching, we were recognized for teaching excellence at ISB with all the visiting faculty from our partner schools as well as other schools. We then wanted to focus on building a research practice. And that's when we partnered with London Business School and MIT Sloan Business School, School of Management, for they are the world's foremost research-focused B school globally. So if you look at the rankings, we already are recognized by one of the world's top ranking agencies. So Forbes ranks us among the ranks us as number one business school in Asia in 2019. Their 2020 rankings are still to come out. We are ranked number 7 in the world by Forbes. But more importantly, FT Global MBA rankings, which is among the most well-known MBA rankings globally, ranks us number 5 in Asia and number 28th globally. So we are now among the top 30 B schools worldwide as per the FT MBA Global Rankings 2020. And we are also ranked number 4th globally in terms of salary increase. That is, we have had 180% increase in salary post graduating from ISB. People who come into ISB at a certain salary scale, after they graduate, there's a 180% increase in their salaries. Now, another thing which we are very proud of, or which establishes us as a B school of repute worldwide, is triple count accreditation. So there are 3 key accreditation agencies worldwide which accredit B schools. So one is the AACSB. We were the first B school in South Asia to be accredited by AACSB. We also have been accredited by EQUIS, and we also have now been accredited by AMBA, Association of MBAs. So in B school parlance, this is called the triple crown accreditations, and there are only 100 B schools in the world currently who are accredited by all these 3 accreditation agencies. And we are the 100 B school. In fact, the youngest B school in terms of years of establishment to be conferred a triple crown accreditation. So this firmly establishes us as a B school of repute right here in the heart of India. So now going forward, I just want to talk about 5 key things which what we offer to our students, or you can also look at it from the point of view of what a particular B school aspirant should look at while selecting a B school. First is I'll talk about our faculty model. So we have something called a unique portfolio model of faculty, visiting faculty. I'll talk about that. We have, of course, an integrated learning model at ISB. We just don't believe in classroom learning. although classroom learning is the most important pillar, but we also have four pillars of learning at ISB. I'll talk about that. Then I'll talk about a network, the alumni network which we have built up over the last 2 decades. And I'll talk about the world-class facilities which we have to offer at our 2 campuses in Hyderabad and Mohali. And finally, we'll talk about the placements or the career opportunities which ISB makes available to its candidates who are part of the 1-year program. Now, moving on to the world-class faculty. So at ISB, we have 70 plus resident faculty members across the 2 campuses who teach a contemporary curriculum and ensure that we have a very updated curriculum which meets the global standards. But apart from that, what is more important is that we have a pool of 400 plus top visiting faculty from top global B schools. So when I talk about visiting faculty, or when anybody talks about visiting faculty, the idea is that a faculty who comes for a one-off lecture, they fly down from B school, give a lecture to the students and go back. But at ISB, the visiting faculty model is different. The visiting faculty comes to ISB for a complete term, and they offer a complete course. For example, a faculty, let's say Mr. Madan Plitla, who is the foremost uh, faculty member in London Business School, and he teaches a course called negotiations. And so he will come to ISB, he'll spend a term at ISB, and he'll teach the same course to the students what he teaches at London Business School, right? So what this does is this enables us to get top faculty members from all over the world to come and teach our students right here in the heart of India. So you don't need to go to a London Business School to learn from Mr. Madan Purtla, because he comes to ISB and takes a course here. Apart from that, I'll give 2 other examples. One is Mr. Krish Subramaniam. So he's currently the Chief Economic Advisor to the Government of India, and he teaches economics and finance at ISB. So imagine learning economics and finance from somebody who is advising Government of India on economic and financial matters. Another example is Mr. Edward Rogers, who till May this year was the Chief Knowledge Officer at NASA, USA. And he, as a rocket scientist at NASA, used to deal with complexity day in and day out. So rocket propulsion systems are very complex, systems and he was the one who was dealing with it day in and day out at his job at NASA. And at ISB, he comes every year for a term and teaches a course called Managing Business Complexity. So imagine learning complexity from a rocket scientist, the top rocket scientist in the world. So that's the kind of teaching talent which we are able to bring to our students right here in the heart of India from all across the globe, because of portfolio model of visiting faculty which we follow. And this is unique to ISB across the world, if you look at it, as far as I'm aware. Now, second part I'm going to talk about is the integrated learning model. So at ISB, we just don't, focus on classroom learning. Even though classroom learning is the most important component, we teach by the case methodology, which almost all top B schools in the world follow. And we offer 10 specializations to our students. 6 are functional, 4 are industry specialization. So in terms of functional specialization, we offer finance, marketing, operations, strategy, entrepreneurship, and public policy. In terms of industry specialization, we offer infrastructure, manufacturing, healthcare, and IT. And this 10 specializations you will cover in your will be covered in over 8 terms. So in the first 3.5 terms, you will learn 14 core courses, and in the next 4.5 terms, you take between 17 to 21 electives to determine your specializations. Right? So for taking those 17 or 20 electives, between 17 and 20 electives, which you need to take to complete your 4.5 terms, you have an option to choose from 80 plus electives which are offered by faculty members across both our campuses. Now, second component of learning apart from classroom learning is applied learning. So we focus a lot on applied learning as well. And there's a program called Experiential Learning Program, which students can opt for. So this is an optional program which you can opt for in lieu of a course at ISB. So this runs for 3.5 terms. And under this particular ELP program, you're assigned to an industry and you work on a live industry project. You have an industry mentor, you have a faculty guide, and you work with that in a particular organization while pursuing your courses at ISB. So you work over weekends, you work in the evening, you connect with them remotely, or you visit their offices on weekends as and when required, and you solve that business problem which the organization is facing, giving you a hands-on exposure of how businesses solve their problems. And this also is a precursor to what we call the PPOs in the B School parlance, a pre-placement offer. So if they like your work, they'll give you a pre-placement offer, and you can have a chance to work with them full-time post your once you graduate from ISB. Other two components are study treks. So we have incorporated what we call intense internships, wherein students spend 1 week at a organization, either internationally at domestic locations or in the social sector, and they learn in depth about that particular organization and the industry it operates in. So this 1 week, in this 1 week, you meet people right from the shop floor to the boardroom. You understand the various forces acting on that particular organization, industry, the competitors, and you become an expert on that particular industry and an organization within that 1 week period. So what we call them a compressed internship for our students or study trips. Now, the third component is for people who want to do entrepreneurship. So people who want to do entrepreneurship, for them, they can opt for this course, which is offered by an incubation center called Plan and Entrepreneurial Venture, PAEV. So you can take this course while studying at ISB and start building the blocks of your businesses even while you're at ISB. And suppose you reach an advanced stage and you feel like you can start your company immediately after graduating from ISB, or maybe after a year, you can apply to ISB's incubation centers. There are two incubation centers, one in Hyderabad, one in Mohali. In Mohali, we have Atal Incubation Center. In Hyderabad, we have the D Labs. And if selected, you will be offered a stipend for 12 months while you build your startup. You'll be offered investor connects. You'll be offered mentorship by the ISB ecosystem to build your startup. And the third component is peer learning. So we have a 890 strong batch every year, almost 880 to 900 people every year in our classes, and they come from diverse backgrounds. And interacting with those people with various clubs and social and professional and social clubs, which we have plenty on the campuses, gives you a diverse perspective. And also in terms of classroom interaction in cases, gives you a diverse perspective and learning from those people. We also have 40 plus inbound and outbound exchange programs. So from fourth term onwards, you can spend a term abroad in any of the partner universities. And students from those partner universities come and spend a term at ISB. So which gives you a diverse international learning experience by interacting with peers from all over, from B schools all over the world. And we keep organizing seminars and conferences on every weekend. The campus is a lively campus. Since it's a fully residential program, so you have learning events almost throughout the week, and on weekends you have a lot of other events too, in terms of case competitions or in terms of events organized by various clubs, and also a lot of options for socializing with your batchmates. Apart from that, being an ISB student gives you access to almost all the top B school competitions in India and worldwide. ISB itself organizes various events like Advaita, ILS is Indian Leadership, ISB Leadership Series, and Bandhan, which is a social event organized by students. So being part of this event, you hone your organization skills, you hone your conceptual skills in various uh, uh, events where you take part in case competitions or so on and so forth. So moving on, I just want to give you a glimpse of what you'll be studying. So those of you who are planning to join ISB in class of 2022, which starts on 6th June 21, this is what you'll be studying. So we have a full 52-week programs, which is spread across 8 terms. The first term is 10-week long. So what we have done is we have extended the first term to 10 weeks and brought in something called a digital head start module, which will be held digitally. So what this helps is that for students who are coming after 5-6 years of work experience, it helps them ease into the rigors of academics. So you study 4 core courses in the first 10 weeks. You undertake a project along with your batchmates on societal themes. You have a lot of leadership sessions where people from the ISB ecosystem address you from all over the world, from Silicon Valley, from Singapore, from various cities of India, and then you learn insights from them. And finally, you also bond with your batchmates on the customized platform which we have developed for the purpose of DHM. And over the course of the next 2 weeks, you will have a career prep week after fifth term, and after seventh term, you will have the CAS week. CAS week is a placement week wherein you get placed. So placement week for the class of 22 will happen in 20th Jan 2022. And then we have an ELP week wherein you get to spend a week at the organization where you have done your ELP project with. And of course, the study tracks, which I have mentioned, and you graduate on 5th of June 2022. So it's a full 52-week program which you can look forward to for those of you who are planning to join in class of 2022. Now, looking at diversity, so at ISB, we have a very diverse cohort. So since we have 880 people or to 900 people every year on the campuses, so we are able to bring in people from different walks of life, different interests, different hobbies, and different professions. So this helps you get diverse perspectives by learning from your classmates, not just in the classroom discussions, but also outside the classrooms in terms of being inspired by them. So we have had people who have been sports people. There was the hockey captain of former hockey captain of Indian hockey team was part of the ISB cohort. A former Miss India runner was part of the cohort. We have people who are from the aviation industry. We have people who have airline crew. We have people who have artists, who have painters. We have people who are in the drama and theater field. So we have people from all walks of life who are part of the cohort, and this helps you learn from your batchmates. So moving on, this is what I'm going to talk about is the diversity in uniformity in diversity. So at ISB, we make sure that both our campuses, either at Hyderabad or Mohali, give you consistent, diverse experience, consistent experience across both our campuses. So if we have, let's say, a GMAT score range of 600 to 770 for the last class, and 710 is median, it will be same across both Hyderabad and Mohali campuses. Figure in blue are for Hyderabad, figures in green are for Mohali, and you see across all the parameters, be it age profile, work experience, gender diversity, engineers versus non-engineers, we ensure that the experience which you get either at Hyderabad or Mohali is consistent at both the campuses. And another thing which we pride ourselves on which we, I was talking about earlier, being a research-focused B school. So we have set up centers of excellence at Hyderabad and research institutes at Mohali, which focus on applied research. So we have set up all these institutes and excellences with a lot of industry collaboration. In fact, all the research institutes are with industry collaboration in Mohali, and centers of excellence work closely with industry, and they work on applied research or for industry. So it's not just theoretical research which we do, but we do work on practical problems which industry is facing and solve those problems. So this also ensures that the faculty is updated. They know the real life problems and they teach those to our students in the classrooms. And these institutes and centers of excellence also offer programs, advanced management programs to industry participants with duration of 2 days to 9 months. So about the campuses, as I've been mentioning that we have two campuses, one in Hyderabad, one in Mohali, and the student experience across both the campuses is similar. And we have this philosophy called one school, two campuses. So you don't apply to ISB Hyderabad or ISB Mohali, you apply to ISB. And you can give a preference for the campus, whether you want to go for Mohali campus or you want to go for Hyderabad campus, but we will keep in mind the diversity factor while allocating your campuses. So in some cases, you may not get a preferred campus, all the way try to do that. And even in terms of placements, the placements are common. So either they happen at Hyderabad or they happen at Mohali, right? So if it happens at Mohali, all the people from Hyderabad will fly down to Mohali and vice versa. And recruiters don't know which campus you're from. For them, you are ISB students, you're not either ISB Hyderabad student or ISB Mohali student. And you also have an option to spend a term in the campus, which is not your base location. For example, if you're from Hyderabad campus, you can spend a term at Mohali campus. And we have a lot of intercurricular sections which happens in terms of faculty members. We have a lot of telepresence which keeps, which we use to broadcast lectures by guest faculties, which we use to ensure that you get a consistent learning experience across Hyderabad or at Mohali. Now, talking about our network, so even though we are a young B school, ISB has still built up a formidable network of 11,500 plus alumni members, of 61% of which are from the top 5 industries of technology, consulting, finance, e-com, and healthcare. And our alumni network is now spread across 60 plus countries and 400 plus cities. And more importantly, we have 11 special interest groups which keep organizing events which help you keep learning even after graduate from ISB. So LM network is very active. Every other month or week, any of the special interest group will be organizing an event for the benefit of the alumni members. And this helps you keep yourself current and updated and learn from each other and network with each other with the alum network, even after they graduate from the ISB. So now coming to placement. So the placement figures are there on your left. I don't need to talk much about them. But what I want to talk about is the Venn diagram on the right. So if you look at this particular Venn diagram, what this says is that 79% of the people who were placed last year in placements had a function shift. that is moving on from, let's say, marketing to finance, or moving on from core engineering roles to consulting. And 78.5% of the people had an industry shift, moving on from something like, let's say, an automotive industry to banking industry, or moving on from, say, something like minings and metals to, uh, 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 let's say, consulting industry. And 65.25% of the cohort had both a functional shift and industry shift. So that is what ISB's PGP program is meant for, to give you a quantum shift in your career. And since we accept people only with work experience, so what we have is, you can see the figure at the bottom, we have 83% of lateral roles accepted. So people who were placed last year from ISB, 83% of them were placed in lateral roles, which means at least one level higher than entry-level roles, right? And 8.77% on almost 9% of people were placed in leadership roles. 9% of 900 is almost 82 people were placed in vice presidents and above roles at from ISB. So that's the kind of a placement strength which we have built up, and that is due to the fact that we have our own dedicated placement team of 20 people who work with the industry, whose only job is to build relationship with various organizations across verticals, across geographies, and ensure that those companies come to campuses year after year to fulfill their manpower requirements. And that's why we've been able to get companies from almost all the different verticals to come and recruit at ISB. So you look at this particular slide, you can look at consulting or e-commerce or media. All the top names here would be there who have recruited, who are recruiting from ISB on a regular basis, consistent basis. So much so that even in times of recessions, we've been able to place all our students. None of our students have been left unplaced. Even for the last batch, we had the placements in the month of November before the COVID struck. And after the COVID struck in March, there were a few companies who could not observe our students, but we placed all of them within a month. So even those students were not able to join because of COVID issues, were all placed in alternate companies, and all of them have now joined their particular organizations. So now coming to the last part, how to get admitted to ISB, right? So there are three modes of entry to ISB. One is the normal mode of entry, the PGP mode of entry, which is for people with 2+ years of experience. Then there is the early entry option. This is for people who do not have 2+ years of experience. So ISB requires that people have at least 2 years of experience before they join ISB. So even if you don't have 2+ years of experience, you can still apply to ISB. You will be considered in the early entry option, and if you find it suitable, you will be made an offer. But you can only come and join us once you complete your 24 months of work experience. So this is, in a sense, a deferred admission offer to you. So we'll say, yes, you're good enough to join ISB. Here is your offer letter. Complete your 24 months and then come back to us, and we'll admit you in a batch. So that's the early entry option. The third option is for college students. It's a young leaders program. Now, this is for people who are in the final year and pre-final year of their colleges, either in undergrad or postgrad, and they should have 0 years of work experience. Now, for such students, what we do is we give 100 offers to final years, 100 offers to pre-final years, and they can come and join ISB once they graduate from their colleges and complete 20 months of work experience. This is a guaranteed deferred admission to the college students who are in the final year, pre-final year. So this gives you a lot of flexibility. For example, a lot of people in the final year, they might want to start up, have their own startups, but they also have a job and they don't want to take risk because once you start up and don't fail, your job in hand also goes away. So for such people, suppose you get an offer from YLP to join ISB after 20 months. So you can then be free and try your hands at the startup. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, then anyways, we have an offer from ISB to join them after 20 months. Go and come to ISB, study for a year, then try your hands again, or go back to industry. So people who want to have a passion, follow their passions, you might want to teach. People have passion for teaching nowadays. A lot of people want to have a Teach for India fellowship, but are worried about their career prospects post that. If you have an offer from ISB, YLP, you can get the Teach for India fellowship, teach it, follow a passion, and once you complete that, come and join ISB. Right? So that's the kind of flexibility which Young Leaders programs gives you. Now, in terms of the qualities which we look at your academic credentials, we look at your leadership quotient through your essays and your work experience, and we look at your personal attributes through your essays and your letters of recommendations. Now, an overview of admissions. What do we look at for admissions for PGP Suite? We look at What is essential is a bachelor's degree. You should have at least a bachelor's degree. You should have work experience of 24 months for the normal mode of entry. If not, you can apply to EO or PG or YLP. And you should have a valid GMAT or GRE score which is no older than 5 years. So if you are joining ISB, let's say in June 6th, 2021, your GRE score should not be older than June 6th, 2016, right? Or GMAT score for that matter. Now, you have to fill an online application to apply. In the online application, we'll ask you to enter your academics. We'll ask you to enter your employment details. There'll be 2 essays which you need to write. First essay is on a self-awareness. Second essay is on your career direction. And we'll require a 1 recommendation letter from somebody who knows you closely at work and can vouch for your competencies and skill sets. And what do we look at in essays? We look at uniqueness of your thought, clarity of thought. We look at a maturity level, the kind of experiences you bring in, and what are your career goals. So why do you want to do a PGP from ISB for, right? How will you utilize that to further your career goals? This is what we look at in essays. So if you can answer these 2 questions, you can then write those essays very clearly. Finally, talking about deadlines. So our round 2 deadlines are upcoming for PGP and EO. January 10th is a round 2 deadline for 2021 for this year. We may or may not have a round 3. But if you are ready with the application, I'll advise that you apply in round 2 and not wait for round 3 because competition gets a bit tougher as the rounds progresses. So if you're ready, please submit your application by Jan 10, 2021. Else, you may want to wait for round 3 as and when we announce it this year. So these are touch points. So if you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to any of those touch points through email, through phone, or on our social media handles. You can also start building your application if you're not started yet. You can look at the essay questions. You can look at what all you need to prepare for before you start entering it in an application by scanning this QR code, which will take you directly to the online application portal.
Thank you so much. You have been kind enough to answer all our questions. The session was wonderful. Students, I urge you again, if there's anything that we have not been able to cover, because of the lack of time, or any questions that you still had in your mind and, wanted to ask us, please feel free to reach out to us. Sir had already given his details. You all, I suppose, are students, like I am a student, so you can always reach out to us also. All of you, thank you very much for attending the session. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you, and all the best to all the participants for your upcoming admission season.